And if you don't, I'm putting a 25% tariff on everything that you sell into the United States and a 100% tariff on your wines and champagnes. And that's about 10 times more than what I'm requesting. And you're going to do it. I don't want to go public with it, but you may make me do that. I will do it. I will do it. It took me, on average, 3 minutes a country saying the same thing. You will do it. They all said, no, I will not do it. You're asking me to double the cost of prescription. I said, that's right, because you've been screwing us for 30 years. And they said, we will not do it. I said, that's all right. On Monday morning, we're putting a 25, 30, 50. I gave different numbers for
Good morning.
Different countries. This is also national security we're talking about. Not fair. We're not going to subsidize the whole world. And every one of those countries have agreed to do it. So one of the biggest things that I've done is the fact that we have now most favored nation. We will pay whatever the lowest price is in the entire world. So our drug prices are going to be coming down by staggering 90%. Again, you could say 1,000%, 2,000%. Depends on the way you want to figure it, but we'll go with the way the fake news likes it better because it sounds, can you imagine a 90% reduction sounds much worse. But drug prices are going to be coming down tremendously in all the nations, and I appreciate them doing it, but they did it. In all fairness, without tariffs, I wouldn't have been able to get it done. After declining $3,000 under Biden, real incomes are up in the United States by $2,000, $3,000, and even $5,000 and more. Home ownership has always been a symbol of health and vigor of American society, but that goal fell out of reach for millions and millions of people in the Biden era because interest rates went up so high. Today, I'm taking action to bring back this bedrock of the American dream. In recent years, Wall Street giants and institutional investment firms, many of you are here, many of you are good friends of mine, many of you are supporters. Sorry to do this to you, I'm so sorry. But you've driven up housing prices by purchasing hundreds of thousands of single-family homes, and it's been a great investment for them. Often as much as 10% of houses on the market. You know, the crazy thing is a person can't get depreciation on a house, but when a corporation buys it, they get depreciation. Okay, that's something we're going to have to think about too. I don't know if too many people think about that. You buy a corporation, they buy 500 houses, they buy hundreds of thousands, they buy 500 houses, they can take depreciation. A person sweats and works and buys one house, they can't.
Got about 2 more minutes before we mark up. Just listening to this Trump speech right now. Today might be a no trade day just because he's speaking, and that could drive the traffic or the price in either way. So it might not necessarily go by the rules, but we're going to mark it up just to see anyway. But I wouldn't trade today, not unless he stops speaking.
Barriers to saving for a down payment has been surging credit card debt. The profit margin for credit card companies now exceeds 50%, one of the biggest. And they charge Americans interest rates of 28%, 30%, 31%, 32%. Whatever happened to usury? So to help our citizens recover from the Biden disaster, all caused by this horrible president, I'm asking Congress to cap credit card interest rates at 10% for 1 year. And this will help millions of Americans save for a home. They have no idea they're paying 28%. They go out there a little late in their payment and they end up losing their house.
All right, it's 9:30, ladies and gentlemen. If you're looking for a group of people going in the same direction you're going in, make sure y'all tap into the Boss4What community on Telegram. The link is in the description. And if you are looking for a broker that offers 100% credit on your first deposit and same day withdrawals, the link to the Forex Broker I trust is below. Let's go ahead and mark up.
It's terrible.
While we listen to Trump.
Unleash innovation in savings and financing, I'm also working to ensure America remains the crypto capital of the world. And to that end, last year I signed the Landmark Genius Act into law. Now Congress is working very hard on crypto market structure legislation, Bitcoin, all of them, which I hope to sign very soon, unlocking new pathways for Americans to reach financial freedom. And I did it for two reasons. Number one, I thought it was politically good, and it was. I got tremendous political support. But more importantly, China wanted that market too. It's just like they want the AI. And we've got that market, I think, pretty well locked up. If I didn't do it, Biden was totally against it until before the election, when they realized that, there were millions of people voting against him over crypto. And all of a sudden they loved it very much, but it was too late. They blew it. But it is politically popular, but it's much more importantly, we have to make it so that China doesn't get the hold of it. And once they have that hold, we're not going to be able to get it back. So I'm honored on it. Finally, I've instructed government-backed institutions to purchase up to $200 billion in mortgage bonds to bring down interest rates. And I'll be announcing a new Fed chairman in the not too distant future. I think he'll do a very good job. See, I gave away some of it. He did give that away. So we have something, got something.
All green.
But somebody that's very respected. They're all respected. They're all great. Everyone that I interviewed is great. Everyone could do, I think, a fantastic job. Problem is they change once they get the job. They do. They're saying everything I want to hear, and then they get the job. They're locked in for 6 years. They get the job, and all of a sudden, let's raise rates a little bit. I call them, sir, we'd rather not talk about this. It's amazing how people change once they have the job. It's too bad. Sort of disloyalty, but they got to do what they think is right. We have a terrible chairman right now. Jerome, too late Powell. He's always too late.
Too late Powell.
And he's very late with interest rates, except before the election, he was just fine for the other side. So we're going to have somebody that's great, and we hope he does the right job. Last week, the average 30-year mortgage rate dropped below 6% for the first time in many years. Another major factor in driving up housing costs was the mass invasion.
Yep. All right, I had to go out and come back in. I lost my mic. So let's go back to the charts. And he's still speaking.
It's not Switzerland anymore. Without us, it's not any of the countries that are represented
Close.
here. And we want to work with the countries. We want to work with them. We're not looking to destroy them. I could have said 39, 40%. I could have said I want a 70% tariff. Then we make money with Switzerland. But Switzerland would have been probably destroyed, financially destroyed. I don't want to do that. But we should be paying the lowest interest rate of everybody. I hope Scott's listening to this, because we should be paying the lowest interest rate of everybody. Without us, most of the countries don't even work. And then you have the protection factor. Without our military, which is the greatest in the world by far, without our military, you have threats that you wouldn't believe. You don't have threats because of us, and that's because of NATO. One other thing, and I have to say it so importantly, in the old days, and I used to say I'm the youngest in the room. Now I'm among the older. I hate to say it. I don't feel old, but I'm among the older. But I remember not long ago, 20, 25 years ago, when good news came out about, let's say, the United States. The United States had a great quarter. The United States had a great month. All the stocks went up. And that's the way it's supposed to be. Now when they say the United States had a record quarter, it's unbelievable how well it's doing. All the stocks crash because they say, oh no, inflation, they're going to raise interest rates. And they do. Some of these stupid people like Powell, they raise interest rates. And what they do is they stop you from being successful. It used to be when we had a great quarter, a great month, great earnings, great anything, any good news, the stock market went up. That's the way it's going to be. We got to do that again, because that's the way it should be. Now when we have a great month, they want to kill it. Like we did over 5%. People were surprised. We should do 20%. We could do 25%. When we announce good numbers, and the reason is they're so petrified of inflation. And growth doesn't mean inflation. We've had tremendous growth with very low inflation. In fact,
welcome to the live, ladies and gentlemen. If you are looking for a group of people going in the same direction that you're going in, and you want to learn this strategy with US30, very simple cookie cutter strategy that's going to allow you to get in, get out. You're going to know exactly where to enter, where to exit, where to set your stop losses, and where to set your TPs. It is a really just a simple strategy. You don't have to worry about zones or anything like that. It's based on time and candles. So everybody's time is going to be the same, and everybody's candle is going to be the same. You don't have to worry about these mentors telling you to mark this zone, but you don't actually see that zone, or it's not a zone to you, because we focus on time and candles. So if that's something that you're interested in, tap into the link in the description, join the Telegram group. And if you are looking for a broker that offers 100% credit on your first deposit and same day withdrawals, the link to the Forex Broker I trust is below. All right, let's go. Right now, if you were kind of risky and you wanted to still jump in, you would jump in right here with the white line. And these would be your take profit levels. But because Trump is speaking, it's kind of risky. So some people jumped in, some people didn't. I would go low lot size. Low lot size.
Because they allowed people to come into our country from jails, from gangs, drug dealers,
but
murderers.
You should be in profit.
11,888 murders. We've gotten most of them out. And then ICE gets beat up by stupid people from leadership in Minnesota. We actually are helping Minnesota so much, but they don't appreciate it. Most places do. You know, Washington, D.C. is the safest place now in the United States. It was a very dangerous place to walk. And now you can walk with your wife, your kids, right through the middle of the city. Right now, Washington, D.C. is as safe as it gets. It was one of the most unsafe. I had to admit, we sent in the military.
We are 5 for 5 right now.
Within 2 months,
5 straight, 5 wins.
Within 3 months, it's like a really great place and a safe place and a beautiful place.
So this is a nice
been cleaned up. The
80 to 90% accuracy.
Fences are gone. We don't have to worry about fences
75
anymore.
if you're doing some extra stuff.
All of the places, the grasses are cut and replaced with new grass in many cases. So it's all going to happen in the spring. But Washington and D.C. is beautiful again, and it's safe. New restaurants
Y'all
are
can see
opening
all 30 companies looking greenish right now.
You can't get into a restaurant. Restaurants in Washington, D.C. are all opening. Memphis also. Memphis, Tennessee. New Orleans, Louisiana. We're there for 3 weeks. We've cut the crime down by 64%.
Y'all seeing that gap?
Another month, we'll have virtually no crime.
Just lined up with
TP1. We can do that all over.
Let me show y'all.
We're going to help the people
TP1.
In California.
Go
we
look
have
left.
No crime. I know Gavin was here. I used to get along so great with Gavin when I was president. Gavin's a good guy. And
but it's there.
If he needed it, I would do it in a heartbeat.
And it lines up with 50%.
We did help them a lot in Los Angeles, a lot with the early in my term when they had some problems. But we would love to do it. I would say this, if I were a Democrat governor or whatever, I would call up Trump. I'd say, come on in, make us look good. Because we're cutting crime down to nothing. And we're taking people out, career criminals who are only going to do bad things, and we're bringing them back to their countries. But where we've done it, it's been amazing. And we have a capacity to do it at much greater levels. We're cutting illegal aliens off welfare and other government benefits. And I have directed that starting immediately, there will be no more payments to sanctuary cities because they are really just sanctuaries for criminals. They're really protecting criminals. And those are the ones we have to get out of the country: murderers, drug dealers, the mentally insane. They emptied their mental institutions into the United States. And despite that, we have the lowest crime numbers that we've ever had in the history of the country. Just came out. But equally importantly, we're cracking down on more than $19 billion in fraud that was stolen by Somalian bandits. Can you believe that Somalia, they turned out to be higher IQ than we thought? I always say these are low IQ people. How did they go into Minnesota and steal all that money? And we have, they're pirates. They're good pirates, right? But we shoot them out of the water just like we shoot the drug boats out. They're not pirating too many boats lately, do you notice? When they go out into those boats, they want to take over a $1.5 billion tanker loaded up with oil. And they say, we're going to blow up your boat. They have powerful weapons.
TP1 smack
the side of the
if
boat,
you were in. TP1 smack if you were in.
Insurance companies are petrified. So they say, just give them the boat. We'll give them money
that's
instead.
6 for 6, ladies and gentlemen.
And I don't do that. We blow them right the hell out of the water. We see them going out. We blow them out of the water.
6
for 6. We don't have any
6.
pirates so much anymore. We do. We won't be there long. We've cut down with the hitting of the boats that are loaded up with drugs, including submarines. Can you believe they actually buy small, they call mini subs, very fast. They're meant for drugs. We've knocked out 2 of them. The Democrats say they were fishing. You have ruined somebody's fishing weekend, I would say. A submarine is not a fishing boat. You don't fish. But we've knocked down drugs by water, the oceans, the sea, by 97.2%. Think of that. And I actually say, who the hell are the 3%? Because I would not want to be piloting one of those boats.
Filled in that gap.
Down, and now we're going to start on land. We're going to knock it all out. The land is the easy part. What we did on sea is incredible. That's our great military. The situation in Minnesota reminds us that the West cannot mass import foreign cultures, which have failed to ever build a successful society of their own. I mean, we're taking people from Somalia, and Somalia is a failed, it's not a nation. Got no government, got no police, got no military, got no nothing. And then we have this fake congressperson who they just reported is worth $30 million. You believe this? Ilhan Omar, talking about the Constitution that provides me. She comes from a country that's not a country.
15 minutes.
And she's telling us how to run.
You would have been in and out. 15 minutes. You would have been in and out.
The explosion
with this US30 strategy.
Prosperity and conclusion and progress that built the West did not come from our tax codes. It ultimately came from our very special culture. This is the precious inheritance that America and Europe have in common. We share it. We share it, but we have to keep it strong. We have to become stronger, more successful, and more prosperous than ever. We have to defend that
Teaching this
culture,
strategy
rediscover
absolutely
the
free for
spirit
those that join the Boss4What Telegram group and fund up their account with our broker. Like I said, it's a 80 to 90% win rate. If you're doing some extra stuff, it is about 75. But other than that, simple cookie cutter procedure that's going to give you everything that you need every single day at 9:30, and you'll be good to go. You don't need another strategy. You don't need another pair or anything like that. If there's no trade day, don't trade. But if you want to find one pair that you want to focus on and you like something that move a little quick because you're not a swing trader or a day trader, Us30 might be the one for you. It ain't for everybody, but it might be the one for you.
But opportunities that are bigger and grander than ever before in human history are right before us. It is the pioneers.
He's still speaking, and we got news in 10 minutes.
You two truly brilliant people. Just your
For some
ability
home
to get
pending
a ticket
stuff
is brilliant because you have about,
based on my statistics, it hasn't really moved that much.
That's Larry.
With that news,
everything Larry touches,
so I'm not really tripping.
He made this very successful. But you're in this room, and some of you are the greatest leaders anywhere in the world. You're the greatest brains anywhere
8 minutes to this hourly candle close.
The future is unlimited, and to a large part because of you, and we have to protect you, and we have to cherish you. I always say we have to cherish our brilliant people because there aren't
Y'all
many
see what
of
it
them.
did down here?
So together with confidence, boldness, and persistence, let us lift up our people, grow our economies, defend our shared destiny, and build a future for our citizens that is more ambitious, more exciting, more inspiring, and greater than the world has ever seen. We're in a position.
Remember that word we used last time, inducement. This is inducing. This is enticing people to say, hey, go ahead and buy here. It's respecting this level. Equal lows. That means liquidity is here. That means stop losses are here. So what does that mean? Let's turn around and go get them real quick and in a hurry when you least expect it.
And
so you got to pay attention to that.
Thank you all very much. Thank you very much.
Looks like he's done speaking.
Thank you.
This was supposed to be a nice fire chat, Mr. President.
Yes, good.
I got set up.
I did know.
You made a job for the moderator really easy. Thank you, Mr. President, for your speech. I do have a few follow-up questions, if it's okay. I don't think I should start with Greenland, maybe. I'll start with the economy. The U.S. economy is doing really, really well. But how to sustain this growth moving forward? Because there's always a recession looming around the corner.
Well, you know, the one thing about economies and recessions is sometimes you get hit unexpectedly and there's nothing you can do about it. We're all brilliant people, but there's nothing. One example was COVID. We had an economy going at levels like nobody had ever seen my first 2.5, 3 years. And then I heard the word pandemic, not COVID. They came up with that name over a period of time. We won't get into that. But I heard the word pandemic. And I had a poll come out that was so strong just prior to that. And I was with the two best pollsters, McLaughlin and Fabrizio. And they said, sir, George Washington and Abraham Lincoln, if they came back and ran as president and vice president, they couldn't beat you. And then what happened is the following day, I was told to stay tuned because there's something really bad happening in China. There are bodies laying all over Wuhan, right around that certain building that we talk about. I always said it came from Wuhan. It did come from Wuhan. And there were body bags. We saw it by satellite. And they said, there are strange things happening in China. And so it began. and we ended up with the COVID, and the whole world suffered. We did a phenomenal job. I don't think we got the credit we deserved. We did something that Operation Warp Speed, which some people say was one of the greatest
That boy said Operation
military
Warp
feats
Speed.
ever. We did a great job. Used our military, used a lot of people. But sometimes you get hit with things, nothing you can do. You get hit with things like that unexpectedly.
Okay.
And we got through it. And when I left, the stock market was higher than it was previous to the COVID coming up. And that was, I called it a great achievement. But things happen. Bad things happen. The things that we can stop are wars if we're smart. That we can stop. Right. Those are a matter of being intelligent and having intelligent people on the other side, because wars are the worst of all. Wars are worse than anything. But we can stop wars because that's sort of up to us. But things like dust flying in the air. All
right, it's probably going to lollygag right here, ladies and gentlemen.
Sometimes you have to be a little
We've already hit TP1. If you're already inside the Telegram group, y'all already know what I said. Hey, take TP1 and run with it. Don't try to hit the 2, the 3, the 4, all of that. Just take what you can take and run with it. That's going to increase your win rate. That's going to increase your consistency. That's going to increase your confidence in the strategy itself. And then you'll feel comfortable when you start getting into those big numbers. Because when you're starting off with $100 account, $1,000 account, you know, $5,000 account, as the numbers grow, you kind of start to tremble a little bit, just because the numbers are bigger. You're doing the same exact strategy, same exact way. You've been winning consistently, but because the numbers increase, psychologically, that mess with you. Because if you can lose $1,000 today, you're thinking mentally like, man, how long does it take me to make $1,000 at my job? You don't want to lose that in a day. You get what I'm saying? So don't try to rush to grow your account or get a whole bunch of capital to trade with, because you might be able to do this step by step with $100 in your account. But if you just jump to putting $10,000 in your account and you try to do the same exact thing, even though you have the step by step right next to you, a lot of you guys won't do it the same way. You're going to close early. You might take profit early, whatever the case may be, just because the numbers are bigger. And psychologically, you haven't built that stamina of just seeing that number consistently. So I really want y'all to think about that when y'all get into trading. Grow with your account. Okay, it's you don't want your account to outgrow you, because then y'all will separate very, very quickly, and that's not going to be good, because you're going to think that trading doesn't work when it does. You just haven't grown to be able to maturely handle that type of balance. That's why you see a lot of traders, they don't trade with a lot of capital in their account. They'll only keep $1,000 and they'll just keep on trying to flip that, because they know when they get 10,000 or 20,000, all discipline, all skills, all rules go out the window, and they just be like, oh, let me get a little bit more. Let me get a little bit more, instead of doing exactly what they used to do. That's why I tell people all the time inside of my group, focus on the percentages, ladies and gentlemen. Focus on the percentages. I'll show y'all something real quick. A lot of my team, y'all already have this. Compound calculator. You can also make these on Excel or whatever the case may be, but I share with my team this just because it's something fast that people could literally type in and not have to go through the whole Excel thing. So let's just say you start with 250, because we know the bonus starts at 250, and you just try to focus on let's say 5% a month, and you just do it for 12 months. Okay, calculate that. This is what you're looking at, because you're focusing on the percentages. When you get to when you start winning your trades, this is what you're looking at. $12. That's not impressive It's not going to be impressive to you. It's not going to be impressive to anybody else. However, as you add it up, I mean, you start getting bigger amounts that you win, but you also get bigger amounts that you lose. So if you focus on percentages, ladies and gentlemen, that's 79% in a year. There's no bank that's going to allow you to put $250 in there and you're going to earn $198 at the end of the year. At the end of the year.
Now it's 10 o'clock a.m.
There's no bank, no high yield savings, none of that that's going to produce that for you. This is a skill that you learn yourself, and that's just 5%. If you want to be, 1% a week or something like that, 1 or 2, 1.5, whatever. And this is a consistent. If you do 10%, this is what you're looking at. 213% overall.
Excuse me, boss. You have a text.
230% or 13% overall because it's compounding. And that 250 turns into 784 with the earnings of $534. Now you seeing these earnings every day, like I said, it's not gonna do anything for you. You're gonna feel like, man, this is a waste of time. It took me a couple hours to make this. I can make this at my job, whatever. But just wait. If you just stayed the course, added $2,500 to your account because you were then ready for it. This is what we're looking at now. Same strategy, same skill, same routine every day, 9:30, this and that, take profit 1. This is what you're looking at now. It's a lot different. $250 a day, you're looking good. Add another 0. You got 25,000 in your account now. 2,500 in a day. 2,750 in a day, or in a month. My bad. These are months. In a month. Now you might make this a month at your job, but if you also making this a month trading, now you're looking at $5,000 a month. Don't lifestyle creep when you start making $5,000 a month. Remain the same. Pull a little bit out, enjoy it, let it compound. Because as your money grow, your tolerance for drawdown and stuff grows too. To the point where you up here now. You're looking at 100K in your account. You're producing 10% a month. $10,000 a month for your first month, $11,000 the next month, $12,000 the next month, $13,000, all the way up to month 11, month 12. You at $25,000 that month and $28,000 that month. That means at the end of the first month, you could pull out $10,000. You'll still have $100,000 in your account, and next month you should be able to do the exact same thing. Now, obviously, in a perfect world, you're not going to lose any trades. But this is just hypothetically speaking. If you had $100,000 in your account and you just focus on 10% a month with this strategy, you're looking at $10,000 every month. So really, honestly, ladies and gentlemen, the goal is to maintain a low lifestyle so that you can really, really learn the skill, get comfortable, and then just continue to pour money into your account. Focus on a small amount, $100, $200, something that you can risk, something that you can lose, so that you can get comfortable. And as you get comfortable, you will then start to be comfortable with these levels. And if you have a 6-figure job, that's even better, because now you have that additional income that you can put in here and not have to worry about trying to live off of trading. The hardest thing to do, ladies and gentlemen, is make money trading. Quit your main source of income, which means that you no longer have a quote unquote guarantee, because nothing's guaranteed. You can go to work and get fired tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not saying that that's guaranteed, but if you're at your job, doing your job consistently, and they're not looking to downsize, you might remain an active employee. And If you're an active employee, you have active income. This is profits from the wages. All right. Get the wages. Let your job be your first business partner. Pour into your business, which you can consider trading. And then work this system. But don't quit. Because if you can't if your bills are $10,000 a month and that's what you make in trading, and you have to make that every single month because you lifestyle creeped and you bought a brand new Bentley and a big house and all of that kind of stuff. Now you have to make this $10,000 a month. You in the same position that you were with your job that wasn't quote unquote paying enough. But what happened was you increased your lifestyle, but your money didn't increase. You should have stayed where you were at your regular 9-to-5 job. And then your regular paycheck would be enough to cover what you're doing. Or, like I said last call, practice group economics. Move in with some folks. Split the rent. Now y'all paying like college dorm prices, which allows you to really focus on the skill and not have to make money. The worst thing in the world, ladies and gentlemen, is having to make money. If y'all had a car note or anything like that, you have to make that payment every single month, regardless. No excuses. You could be sick. You got the flu. It don't care nothing about none of that. If you don't pay your light bill, your lights is getting turned off. If you don't pay your electric bill, your heat is getting turned off. They do not care about your problems, your excuses, even if it's a valid excuse. Hey, I had a death in the family. I had to go out of town and do this, and that. They don't care about none of that. Your lights are off, sir. Let us know when you got the money and we'll turn it back on. They don't care. So you have to prepare, especially if you're a man, you have to prepare for the worst and don't lifestyle creep. Like, take it slow. Focus on stacking up, focus on the skill so that you don't have to make the money. It's a luxury to be able to make $10,000 a month from trading. You don't want it to be a have to. It went on ahead and take profit too. While we were talking on the other screen. But do y'all understand what I'm saying? Like, the lifestyle is great, y'all. The travels, the trips is great, y'all. The exotic cars is great. All that stuff that you see on YouTube, all of that is great. But what if you actually liked what you did at your job and you just wanted to make enough money so that you were comfortable and you were able to put other people in a comfortable situation? Your mother, your granny, you know, whatever, your kids can go to private school. They can learn multiple languages. You can just give them the opportunities that they've never had because growing up, we didn't have the resources. I used to eat sugar sandwiches, y'all. What y'all know about waking up early, driving with your sleeves because your heat in your car don't work? But you can't touch the steering wheel because the steering wheel is too cold. Y'all don't know nothing about that struggle. Who wants to go back to that? I don't ever want to go back to that. TP3, smacked. Why did it go up to TP3, y'all? Price is always doing something for a reason. It's not just doing stuff just to do it. It went up to TP3 because it wanted to run these stops. It wanted to grab the liquidity up here. Y'all see that little wick that peaked right above this candle right here? This is a straight line, by the way. It peaked right above this candle, this wick. It wanted to grab that liquidity. Everybody who got in sales here because they said, oh, broke, came back, retested, it didn't break a high, let's get in sales. And they were shooting for the moon. And it came right back up, straight up, to get whoever had a stop loss right above this level. And now it's probably going to go all the way down and grab this one because this one lines up with this one. They're too even. So learn why price does what it does. Don't just look at it like, you know, we used to back in the day. Oh, this is a downtrend. It's going down. Let's wait for this, and that. No. Figure out why it's doing what it did so that you can know what it's going to do in the future. Then we still got this big old gap up here too. So it literally could be pushing to here because that's a gap. Well, not there, but here. Tap into 50% here and then drop. That's what you can expect if it keeps on going up. But if it start respecting levels, that's how you know it's done. Start respecting gaps, that's how you know it's done. Because this is a gap right here. We got to close in 5 minutes. If this closes up here and it doesn't break back below and it respects that 50 and continue to go up, we know, hey, this is where we're shooting for right here. If it breaks below that, then hey, we might be coming to get these gaps, this gap, and then it might go up, or it might just leave it for later. So when price gets to these levels, you got to ask yourself, okay, well, what is it doing? How is it reacting at this level? And then that's going to tell you what you need to do. If you want to add some sauce to the strategy, just for confirmation purposes. But y'all see how that thing wicked right above and now it's coming back down. Let's see if it respects the level or not. But TP3 hit 6 for 6. We on a nice winning streak. I'm about to continue to listen to this Trump speech and you know, continue to do what we do. So if this is your first time watching, you know, drop some comments. Let me know what y'all think. And if you're looking for a group of people going in the same direction you're going in, make sure y'all tap into the Boss4What community on Telegram. The link is in the description. If you want 100% trading credit on your first deposit and same day withdrawals, the link to the Forex Broker I trust is below. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. I'm gonna holler at y'all later. Peace.